What's going on? I'm Adam from Wallace Sound, hanging out backstage at Pika with the one and only Landon from Pottenue. How are you doing, man?
Good, man. Just chilling, enjoying the good weather.
Love that, man. Well, it's not only the good weather we get to enjoy, it's also your biggest headline show to date.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Man, that's wild. You've come so far away from your hometown.
Yeah.
And this is the response you're getting. What are your thoughts on that?
It's crazy. Yeah, it's hard to, like, pinpoint an emotion, really. Like, even just walking into the venue today, it's just like, holy shit, like, this is crazy. Like, it's just such a massive space, you know. It's like, kind of takes you by surprise. So we're excited.
I heard you taking advantage of the big space with like a big production.
Yeah, we kind of went all out.
Love it.
Yeah, our biggest headline show before today was actually in Europe on our last tour in Germany. I can't forget what city it was, but that itself was just like insane. So this is like, I think, close to 1,000 more tickets than that.
Wow, really?
I could be off, maybe, but
okay.
somewhere around that. Yeah.
That's huge, man.
It's crazy.
I want to talk a bit about your back catalogue of music. So, you know, we've got these kind of newer tracks which are like heavier, like "Don't Look Away," "Spare Me," and "Forgotten," which they do definitely like nod to your roots. What is it that kind of, as you versify your sound, that keeps bringing you back to your metalcore roots?
That's a good question. I think I stepped away from it for so long that it was like kind of came full circle, and I was like excited to dip my toes into it again, because like Dispose maybe had a couple like heavy elements to it, and Swan Song, like maybe 2 or 3 songs were like kind of in the heavy lane. So it had been quite a long time since we'd done anything in that realm. So to write like an all-out heavy song again was like, oh, this could be fun again. Like, how can I make this fun again? And then I wrote Forgotten. I was like, oh, this is like actually a blast to play live, and like I actually conveyed a message that I feel powerful, or that I feel compelled to speak about, you know. And then the other ones kind of followed suit, you know. It was just, I found topics that resonated with me, and I felt like it would also resonate with other people, and I don't think I could have conveyed those emotions through like a more mellow type sound, you know what I mean? Like, it was appropriate for the sound. Yeah,
absolutely. But you're not like shifting in one direction at all. Like, you recently put out Silence, and that's like incorporates acoustic guitar, and it's very like emo-ish. But I have noticed that there is like the kind of metalcore purists that have a lot to say when you kind of go in this direction. What's your response to people like that?
Oh, I don't give a fuck.
Don't give a fuck. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, like, at this point, we kind of flip-flop back and forth so much between like heavy, rock, soft, you know, whatever, experimental stuff, that it's like, if you didn't like that song, it's fine. Just wait like 1 or 2 more songs, and you'll probably get what you want. So, and I think most people get that at this point. And I mean, you always have a few comments or whatever from people that are just like, oh, go back to this. It's like, I feel like that's getting fewer and fewer with every song, because they just kind of know what to expect at this point. If you don't see the trail of events, you know, like the overarching theme of like what we're doing, then you're not paying close attention, I guess. You
get it or you don't.
Yeah.
How do you go about greenlighting the newer styles that you incorporate? Is it a doubtful process? Do you ever second guess yourself and be like, oh, I'm not sure about this, or are you just kind of all in on these ideas?
I kind of just lean into it. Like, if I'm really inspired by the idea, then I don't really care what it sounds like. It's even like some of the newer stuff I'm working on that's not out. It's pretty like extreme both ways. Like, one is kind of like really pop, and the other one is like maybe the most experimental heavy song we've ever done.
Wow.
So like, especially at this point, I feel like with the volumes that we've done, I've kind of checked off a lot of the boxes for like verse chorus types, you know, like rock songs and stuff. I'm like, I'm just gonna have fun with the rest of them. Like, you know, with an album, you typically get to do that. You know, you have to have your singles and things like that. You have to, you know, you don't have to, but you should probably check off at least a couple boxes. So I've kind of felt like I've succeeded in that department. So now I'm kind of just like, I'm just going to write whatever is fun to me, and, you know, whatever resonates with me, and I think will convey a message that I feel passionate about. So
will you always kind of continue down the route of being like a kind of emo band, for so to speak? And
maybe.
And has like becoming a father like led you to approaching songwriting different?
Well, actually, we ended up having a miscarriage.
I'm sorry.
No, not a big deal. It's not a big deal at all. But I mean, I think life in general, like me just getting older and evolving as a human being, has like, there are certain things I want to be a little bit more careful about the way that I speak about them. You know, like, I have to worry about other people's feelings, and, you know, I can't like outright say certain things that are gonna even be malicious. Whereas when I was in my younger 20s, I didn't care. You know, I was just reckless and would say harmful like sometimes hurtful things about people and situations and life events and stuff like that. So yeah, I think there is a sense of like responsibility now, that I never had before. And I can see, I mean, I'm still we're trying to have a kid eventually. So I want to make sure like when I do have a kid that, there are positive messages in the music, and there's kind of like a story that unfolds,
Absolutely.
Maybe it started at like a really dark place, but at least it ended up into something that's like, oh, this person's conscious and like aware of what he's doing, and is trying to advance in life and become a more positive.
Is that like
person.
kind of reflective of your personal story?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah,
cool.
absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I'm 36 now. I can't be some metalcore like hateful loser just trying to incite violence all the time. Yeah, it would be pretty pathetic if I wasn't evolving. So, yeah,
absolutely. I do want to talk a little bit about your production for other bands. I'm a massive fan of Invent Animate.
Yeah.
And you produce Heavener, which is like one of my favorite albums ever. Yeah. Do you have any dream artists you want to work with?
Yeah, we've toured with Bring Me now, I think twice.
Yeah, I caught you guys on that. I was at Aftershock last year. That was a sick show itself. But
dude, they're incredible.
Yeah, I just missed the Bring Me headliner by a few days. I was kind of gutted, but yeah, it was still sick.
I would love to work with them. Yeah, they've been like one of my favorite bands for a very long time. I've always really admired their production and songwriting in general. So yeah, I would love to. But that's in any capacity work with them.
And that's like another band, much like yourselves, who have like continued to evolve and they've stayed true to themselves, and and that's shown through, and the success is a result of that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think I can't think of a band that deserves to be as big as they are more. Like it's very inspiring to see, especially doing that last tour in arenas in America was just like, God damn, like I can't believe metalcore is in arenas.
Yeah,
we get to be a part of this. Like it was very like surreal. It's very special. But yeah, again, I can't think of a band that deserves it more. They work so hard, and they just like, you can tell they put so much effort into their music. So yeah, that's definitely a one I would love to work with them. I don't know if that's probably reaching for the stars, but
you're kind of halfway there.
Maybe,
in terms of like bringing metalcore to arenas, playing a 5,000 cap venue in Australia.
Crazy.
You're well on your way.
I hope so. Yeah, that'd be sick.
Do you have any advice for emerging producers?
Yeah, I mean, just get started as soon as possible because things are changing so rapidly, and there are so many dudes that are just so hungry for it. And women too. Like, so many people in general that are just so into it. And like, I mean, I went through that phase too. Like when I got into producing, like more technically, like I went down the rabbit hole. I was reading books, watching every YouTube video I could possibly find, and just like 12 hours a day, just grinding, like trying to perfect the art form. And there are so many people that take it even further than that. It's just their entire lives. So it's very competitive, I will say that. Like, it's not something you can just jump into just as a hobby. Like, if you want to be serious about it. I mean, if you want to do it as a hobby, like, that's great, too. Yeah. But if you want to be in the competitive realm, like, it is about as competitive as you could possibly imagine.
Wow.
Like, yeah, I mean, I have friends that just, like, they'll start their day at, like, 8 in the morning and end it at, like, 11 at night. Like, they'll work with like 2 different bands in one day with like an hour break. I'm not joking at all. It's insane.
That's wild.
Yeah, I mean it's a competitive world to get into, but I have found it like very fulfilling and exciting and rewarding. So yeah, I mean if you're passionate about it, it's like any sport too. You know what I mean? It's very similar to that. So
do you have a favorite album you've produced?
There's a bunch, man. I did one. I think it was 2024 it came out in 25. Acres. From the UK, that was a fun one. Invent was another good one.
Yeah, they're the best.
I'm working with a band this year called Save Us. I'm doing their album.
Yeah, okay.
They're so cool. They're a Solid State Records band. Really excited to do them. I did 2 singles earlier last year that were just incredible. Just such a talented band.
Wow.
So yeah, there's a bunch of cool stuff
coming
out that I did last year still. So. I got to do a song with We Came as Romans last year, too. That was really cool. Really fun to work with them because I've been friends with them for years. So, yeah, a bunch of cool stuff.
Yeah, sick, man. Cool. I'll finish on this, but reflecting on 15 years of plot, what's a plot twist from your career that you'd relive and one you'd erase?
Sorry, repeat the last part.
What's one plot twist in your career that you would relive and one that you would erase?
Oh, God. Relive. Let's see. Probably playing in Brazil with Bring Me, the first show of the tour. I think it was like 50,000 people. I might be overstating or understating by a little bit, but it was insane. It was like a whole, like, I don't even know what the word is. It was like a soccer field or something like that. There was just so many people. That was probably the most nervous I've ever been going into a show, but it was incredible. Like, it just felt like a dream. It like literally didn't feel real.
Amazing.
But would not relive. This is a little bit longer. We played a show. This was like maybe our third tour ever. We played a show somewhere in Texas in the middle of winter. So the weather was fine in Texas. In our van, we were in like a 12-passenger van, and something went wrong with something, and our old guitar player poured the wrong kind of fluid into something in the van. I don't know anything about vehicles, but he poured the wrong thing into the wrong hole, whatever, and it fucked the van up. And so we had to get a U-Haul to get all of our stuff home. So there were 2 people at the front of the U-Haul, and the rest of the people had to sleep in the back of it, which obviously isn't insulated or has no air control whatsoever. So it was pitch black in the back of this U-Haul. All of our shit just sliding everywhere. So we laid down a mattress with just a bunch of blankets, and then we came like to the more northern states, and it was like maybe like 12 degrees. I don't know what that would be for you guys, but like crazy cold. Like as cold as you can possibly get, basically. So we're all just like huddled up like in the back of this thing, just bouncing around, gears flying everywhere. It was like probably a 15-plus hour drive all the way back. I ended up taking a bunch of drugs just to pass out.
Yeah.
It was hell. It was
That
really
sounds
bad.
Horrendous.
Yeah, I would never want to relive anything like that again.
Those days behind you 5,000
I fucking
tap
hope
venues
so.
now. You're living up, man. Thanks so much for taking the time. I appreciate it.
Thank you. God, yeah, dude, that was a nightmare.